have quite an interesting video for you guys, and it's the 9 homemade squishy tips and tricks video. So before we get started, I just want to tell you guys that I don't have any intentions of copying from anyone. I made these tips and tricks up myself based on my personal experience. I have checked on other people's videos to make sure that mine isn't the same. I'm also pretty sure that they're pretty original. So without further ado, let's get started. So for the first hack is to use these bottle tops for a squishy stand. So you know when you just finish painting a squishy and you just have nowhere to lay it down, the paint is just gonna smear everywhere, or like it's impossible to somehow stand it. But this is a really great way to stand your squishy. And it can also stop the paint from smearing everywhere. So it's also really good when you're trying to stand a squishy at an angle. For example, I have this squishy which I tried to make it like drip down a bit over here. So instead of just laying on a table flat, you can like use it to like angle it somehow. But it's really useful and I use it a lot, and it's a lifesaver for me, so I really recommend using these. For number 2, it's using felt for parts of the squishy that is hard to cut with foam. So I have these 2 examples right here, and this one is the pineapple one, and this one is a carrot. And this one's actually really squishy and I really like this one. So you're not gonna cut this part out of foam because it's basically like impossible to make it neat. So what you'll do is just use 2 identical pieces of felt, stick them together, cut them out, and be sure to leave flaps at the bottom so that you can stick it on the squishy. If I have the photo of how I did it, I'll be showing it here. So if you take a good look at the top part, you can see that there's like paint covering some parts of the felt, and that is where I stuck it on the squishy. The good thing about the felt that I use, which is here, is that it has like sticky tape at the back. So this actually allows you to draw on it, which is really convenient. Number 3 is a hack for when you're trying to draw a really detailed thing on your squishy and the surface of your squishy is just really rough, which makes the drawing not neat. So what you can do is just draw whatever you want it to on a piece of plastic, wait for it to dry, and then after that you can just peel it and stick it on your squishy like a sticker with like any squishy paint you have, or just clear glue would do. And I have examples to show you guys. So I've used that hack on these 2 squishy, and you guys have seen this one already, so I'll squish this one. But this one's not squishy because it's like a stress ball kind of, and it's a redecorated one. But yeah, so for the 4th hack, what it is you just use real life food packagings for your homemade squishies. And as an example, I only have this one. So I use the Real Tokyo Banana plastic to outline my squishy and also use it for the packaging. And this one's pretty squishy, and it's one of my favorite homemade squishies so far. So for number 5 is to use sticker packagings for your homemade squishy packaging. So as an example, this is where I keep my sticker packaging. So the reason why I have a lot is I have a sticker collection. So I just keep its packaging here. This is basically what I have. I have 3 examples for you guys actually. So this is the first one, and I know a lot of people think it looks like poo, but what it is, it's actually a loaf of bread, and or maybe it looks like a sausage, but this was back in the day when I wasn't really good at making homemade squishies and I first started. started. The bad thing about this hack is you can tell that it's a sticker packaging by looking at the back, and it does look kind of messy, but at the front the background of the sticker packaging actually makes the squishy look good if you choose a good color. The second one is this marshmallow squishy, and what it is, it's just 2 marshmallows, and yeah. And again, you can tell it's a sticker packaging right here. Last one is this Christmas cookie, and it is a snowflake. And this one's not really like squishy because it's really thin. But here is the back. So for number 6, what it is you can make your own squishy paint. And I know a lot of people have already came with like their own recipe, but my recipe is way different, and it uses only 3 ingredients, and what you will need is acrylic paint, glass paint, and lotion. And for this, you will use it in the ratio of 5 to 4 to 1. So basically it's half acrylic paint, and for the other half it's 80% glass paint and 20% lotion. And this is the recipe for if you're trying to mix a lot. But if you're only trying to mix a little bit of paint, then all you need is just half acrylic paint and half glass paint. The lotion is just there for when you're trying to mix a lot, because it's pretty cheap compared to the other ingredients, and it's really good at increasing the volume of the paint. The recipe doesn't have to be exact, but I'm just telling you guys so that you guys get an idea. You shouldn't add too much lotion, because so I have examples of what will happen. And this is like at the time when I first started making homemade squishies and started making my own paint, and it was pretty bad. So as you can see with this apple, it's really lumpy and it kind of looks like wax, and this is because I added too much lotion, and the lotion just makes everything clump up, and it just makes the squishy greasy over time. At first this won't happen, but then after a period of time this will start to happen, and it's just really bad. But to show you guys, the squishy is actually squishy because I used memory foam. But yeah, for the 7th tip, it's to make your squishy paint matte, and all you need to do is just add like baby powder to it, but you only need to add like a layer of baby powder. Don't add too much, because this is what will happen. And as you guys can see, the paint starts to crack and flake. And I'm not gonna squish it out here, but I can squish it in the packaging. Again, this was the time when I started to make my own squishy paint, but as you guys can see, it's pretty matte. And this is really good for when you're trying to make like a marshmallow squishy or just something that has a matte texture. For the powder, I don't have like an exact measurement. You only need a small amount compared to the paint itself. So for number 8, it's to make your squishy shiny, and all you will need is water and clear glue, and you just mix it together, half each. So half water, half clear glue, and you have your own squishy glaze. But the consequences of using this glaze is that you shouldn't add more than 2 coats, and you shouldn't add more glue than water, because what will happen is squishy might turn yellow over time. Sadly, I don't have an example for this, but it has happened to me. But this depends on the color of the squishy. It might not matter if your squishy was already yellow, like a lemon squishy, but if you're trying to put it on white squishy, then it's best to use only like 1 coat. Last but not least, we have number 9, and this is the hack to make your squishy slow rising. And this is more for like car wash sponges and density foam. So all you will do is just try your best to make the glass paint or the squishy paint spread out evenly across your foam. And I'm not just talking about the outside, I'm also talking about the inside of the foam. So I have done an experiment for you guys. So I'll put it here. as a bonus tip for this hack, to avoid getting messy, you can use a plastic bag. Just put the sponge that you want to make slow rising in the plastic bag, add your paint or glass paint in this, and just squeeze it like this instead of using your bare hands, because that can get really messy, especially when you have your nails done. Yeah guys, that will be it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you guys want me to have like a separate video of my homemade squishy paint recipe, because I'm thinking of making a video on it, like a separate video on it. So it'll be great if you guys let me know your opinion down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!